All right, we're ready for another 5-minute Powers Play. It's a big week. It's an opportunity again for another home sweep with Princeton coming to town. So, Coach Greg Powers, tell me a little bit about what the preparation's been like this week with the week off again.
It's been managing the guys off the ice as far as what our expectations are when they're here, because they have finals, and we have to respect that, and that's always first and foremost for them to focus on finishing their semester strong academically. And so we've had a pretty light week, and I think that's good in a number of ways. We're coming off of a bye week, and we're being focused and hard and quick and to the point in practice, and getting them off and letting them focus on school. And our guys will be fresh. They'll be fresh. They looked sharp all week. They looked really good last week. We went hard at them last week in their off week, and I think they're just chomping at the bit to play again.
You know, I know your program is about student athletes, and I know that you guys, your grade point average last year was unbelievable. Any hints as to where we might fall this year?
It should be no less than a 3.5. We'll hover right around that again. The guys are doing a great job, and Natalie in the Office of Student Athlete Development, that she's our academic coordinator, is the best there is, and our guys understand how important it is to be successful in the classroom, and they're doing a great job.
You know, every guy to a man that I spoke to today was pretty fired up about a home sweep. I think this is the weekend they want to get it done. What's your feelings?
Yeah, honestly, I'm not even thinking about it. That's the honest to God truth. We're thinking about Friday. I know everyone wants to talk about it, and it's something that we haven't done yet in our first couple of years, and it'll happen when it's supposed to happen. We got to focus on Friday, and we've had now I think 4 opportunities at Oceanside in the last 2 years where we've beaten a team on Friday and didn't get it done on Saturday, and it just speaks to how difficult it is to sweep teams at this level. It's hard. You look every weekend and every matchup, and if it does happen, it barely happens, and you need some bounces. Everybody's good. Everybody's good at this level. All 60 teams are really good, and genuinely, anyone can beat anybody in any given night, and that's why it's so hard to do it.
Let's talk specifically about Princeton. What do you know about them? What do you expect out of them?
Discipline, great power play. They're really, really quick in transition. Really good skating team. Ron has done a tremendous job taking that program over and has them really heading in the right direction. Have a really lethal top line. So they're going to be a huge test. They can really put goals up when they're humming, and so we're going to have to defend really well and play our game and use our big bodies to wear them down and cycle the puck, and we're looking forward to it. It'll be a good series.
Is this going to come down to special teams in your estimation this weekend, goaltending and special teams? Because your penalty kill has been unbelievable.
I think every week it comes down to that, and that's why it's such a huge measurement. And when you have so many teams at this level that are so evenly matched and do things so well, special teams is so important. And right now our penalty kills it's top 20 in the country, and they're really doing well. We got to keep focused on all the detail that we have, and we'll work on that more this week and make sure the guys are ready to go. And then our power play's got to get going. For 3 weeks it's looked really good out here in practice, and sometimes again it takes time to translate from practice into a success in a game, and we're hoping that happens this weekend. But Princeton's not going to give us a ton of opportunities on the power play. They're a really disciplined team, and so we got to focus on being disciplined and not giving them too many opportunities either.
You had a kind of a unique schedule this season. You were on the road for a little bit. You had 2 bye weeks within about a month's time, and now you're looking at kind of a gauntlet, aren't you? You got this weekend, then we're off to Colorado College, and then you get a weekend with Christmas, but then you're off to a tournament, and then you come back for another tournament, and then you start that home stretch. So as a coach, what are you looking to get out of this, or what are you looking to build up to, I should say?
It's so cliche, but it's literally one game at a time. Not even one game at a time for us. It's figuring out a way to get better at something every day, and that's all we're focused on. Our guys are bought into our identity. They understand now through some trials and tribulations of having a team primarily of go-to guys that are all freshmen and sophomore, what it's going to take to succeed at this level. We don't have the high-end skill yet in this program, where we can't play to our identity and have success. And our guys know what that is now. They've done it now for 3 games in a row. It's translated into some success, and you can feel it, you can see it, and we just got to keep going and drilling that home to them every day of how they need to play and approach every day they wake up and come to the rink, and it'll translate more consistently as we go. And we know we have a really tough back half of the schedule. It was designed that way to get a team that's going to be really back in full next year, and adding some really good talent that possess a skill set that we don't have. The guys that come in next year, they're high skill guys that we're going to treat as a breath of fresh air. They're going to come right in and go into a culture and a locker room full of guys that have been through it together, and will have that experience that it takes to be successful.
I know you never had a problem getting people to come down here and play hockey for you, but right now it's getting to the point where you have to pick and choose, right? I mean, you get some guys that want to get into the program, and you might not have a spot for them. It's,
oh yeah, no, I mean that's Division I hockey. There's so many good players that don't get a chance to play. There's only 60 teams, so there's only so many spots, and there are so many good players out there. And coming from the previous level that I was at, that's I know it as much as anybody. There's some really, really, really high-end skilled players that aren't playing Division I hockey, and so yeah, that's just, I guess, life in the big city.
This last weekend we wrapped up what we called a rivalry weekend with ASU and U of A playing at the ACHA D1 level, and then of course NAU played your ACHA D2 level. And I know you've had experience with all of them. I know you still follow them, but tell me a little bit about what that was like. I told the guys down, Josh's team that they were kind of overmatched. I mean, they had a lot of young guys, had a lot of injuries, a lot of guys off the ice. It wasn't really a fair fight, but what's it like, that rivalry between you and the U of A?
Well, I've made no mistake about it. I can't stand U of A. There's no love lost for that city or that school. With that said, I have a ton of respect for the program. I have a ton of respect for Chad and the history of their program and everything that they're doing to get back on track. And I think it's great. I think it's great for hockey here in Arizona. It's great for that rivalry. It's the first time they've had the Cactus Cup since it's existed, and they're treating it like it's a Stanley Cup. And I think that shows you how intense and how important to have the upper hand in that rivalry is. And I'm proud to say that that I had a hand in that. And I've been on both sides of that. When I got there to ASU as a freshman, I think they had a 62-game win streak against ASU, and we snapped it my freshman year, and then I think we split with them my sophomore year, and then we swept them my junior year. And so I was able to be a part of that kind of tenure that turned the table, and then obviously it was kind of back and forth in between that and when I got back into coaching, and then it was really lopsided. Yeah. And now it's back to U of A. So it's a healthy rivalry, and they've done a great job, and they deserve to have that trophy right now.
I wanted to give you a chance to talk a little about all the things that are going on over at Sun Devil Nation. You guys have had a lot of success on the basketball court. We talked about that last week. We had the success that you guys had getting your first series win. And now you got a new head coach and a lot of energy coming into the building. And a lot of people are saying, what does that do to the hockey program? Is there any tie-in at all to that? Do you guys feel anything good, bad, indifferent?
I don't know. It's all good. And in my opinion, it's all good. I'm really excited to meet Coach Edwards and learn from him. And I think a guy like him, with just how he carries himself and the positive nature in which he lives his life, it's going to raise everybody up, not just the football program, but everybody around him. So his positive influence, I truly believe, will be felt by everybody. Ray, since he's been hired, has really worked hard at instilling a culture within ASU athletics that was not going to change overnight. It wasn't going to change overnight, and he's worked really hard at every day, just like we are here in this program, making that place a better place to go and work and be a part of, and he's done it. And I think this was kind of the the final piece to his puzzle. And now, like you said yesterday, you know, the train's leaving the station. And I got news for you. I've been around this place longer than just about anybody. And if I were, and I am, a very proud alum and supporter of everything at ASU. If I were an outsider and really cared about that pitchfork, I'd get on that train. I'd get on it now, because it's going places, and it's going places fast.
You know, I haven't asked you on camera, and I'll finish it up with that. You can tell me what or no to any of it, but everybody asks the same thing about where we stand on the arena project. Are we still full speed ahead? Anything new to develop or new to talk about at this point? Or
yeah, it's still full speed ahead. You know, the goal was to get something announced here pretty quickly, and that's still the goal. Obviously, when you have such an important, high-profile change and what happened with our football program, that sidetracks things just a little bit, and they had to focus on that, but it's not like it put us behind the 8 ball. We're talking a couple weeks, and you know, the financial ramifications of making that change have nothing to do with our program and nothing to do with us moving forward with the arena. So again, you know, I'll say the same thing I always say. It's up to the administration, and they are working their tails off to get it done, and it's going to get done. People just have to be patient. This is you know, Rome wasn't built in a day, you know,
right.
and we're doing everything that we can and controlling what we can control. And we got this thing going in a nice positive direction. It never happens as quickly as people want it to or think that it should or can, but in the end, we're gonna be on top and have the last laugh. And everybody that believed in us and came along with us the entire way, they'll be there to enjoy it with us.
You know, I've seen you guys every week now for a couple of years, and I see the stability there, and I think that hockey in the Desert Southwest is definitely on the rise, no matter what anybody says. I mean, from the pro level on down, and I'm guessing you feel that same way as well.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt. I mean, it's you look at, you know, all the, just even the college hockey in the state now at the ACHA level, from when, you know, 10 years ago, it was, I mean, NAU was fledgling, just trying to find their way. Now they have 2 really good teams. U of A is back. You know, our ACHA program is a little bit down right now, but they'll get back. Brownie will get that to where it needs to come. We have a women's team now here. We have a women's team at GCU. UNLV is lighting the world on fire. We got the Vegas Golden Knights doing an incredible job. All the young talent with the Arizona Coyotes and the bright future that they have and that rebuild. And we have Division I hockey. We have Division I hockey. You know, I mean, anyone that wants to be a naysayer about the growth of this sport in our region is just an idiot, and they're not looking at the big picture and focusing on all the positives, and that's what we do every day. Like I said, the people that have supported us and stick with us along the way, they'll get rewarded.
So the big step right now is one day at a time, and that means a couple of wins and a home sweep over Princeton in my book. So good luck this weekend.
Means a win Friday.